But we will get started. So welcome everybody for joining today. This is our first of many public update meetings for the big Vernon Avenue and Highway 100 interchange project. I mentioned this is meeting number 1. These are recorded. We'll be having these every other week through the project schedule, which is through November. Just starting off with the project goals. Really the goal of this project is to improve safety and mobility of all users, create new separated pedestrian routes, improve traffic operations, consolidate Highway 100 access points, improve connectivity between residential and commercial areas of the district, limit construction impacts to the public by creating greater funding efficiency by combining the city and county projects. And then we hope in the end this will enhance economic viability with all the improved access within the district. So this is just a big overview layout of the project. So it starts at Interlochen Boulevard on the west or the left-hand side of the screen. Vernon Avenue Bridge is over the CPKC rail line. That bridge was due for replacement. That was the original project. And then the city added on the Highway 100 bridge to, again, improve access for pedestrians and highway operations. That's the bridge on the right-hand side. And then it ties into the work that the city did last year, right at Grange and 50th Street. The yellow is new pavement. The red is new concrete medians. The 2 orange blocks are the new bridges. There's going to be on and off ramp adjustments in the yellow. You can see that. 2 new turn lanes, left turn lanes for both westbound and eastbound 50th and Vernon to get onto the highway for operations now and into the future. And then I think the other key left-hand turn is westbound Vernon as you're heading towards Interlochen. You'll be able to take that, have a left turn lane on the Gus Young lane that doesn't exist today and that blocks up traffic. In the end, when those redundant ramps there on the very lower right where it says city space, those ramps are going to be removed. That could be an opportunity for city space for a fire station or expanding the municipal campus in the future. So there's an opportunity there. We're talking with MnDOT on a potential project there. So the official title of the project, Vernon Avenue and Highway 100 Interchange Project. You might also hear Tight Diamond Interchange because that's what the interchange is at Highway 100 with the on and off ramps and the new bridge. Project timeline. We've been working on this. The county started their work in 2019. So this has been going for many years, but we were federally authorized in July of last summer. We've been working on rail agreements, the CPKC rail agreement. That's what delayed this project. So we wanted to advertise for bids in August last year. That occurred in February of this year. We wanted to open bids in September of last year. That occurred in March. And we wanted to award a contract in April, and that's going to occur at the April 16th City Council meeting. So construction was delayed. We wanted to be under full construction January of this year. They are authorized to start construction after the award on April 21st. They are telling us that they want to start on the 21st and do the full road closure starting April 23rd. So I just learned that late yesterday. So we're working through all those notifications and construction updates, and we'll get notices out to all the people impacted. But just note April 23rd, most likely that Wednesday would be the full road closure with the exception of the ramps, and I'll go through the road closure piece next. The other important date is they bid this project to have the roads reopened by November 15th, 2025. And then there'll be cleanup, closeout items, project stuff in the spring of 2026. So getting into the traffic management portion of it. So stage 1, which would start April 23rd, as scheduled right now, closing down the majority of the road between Interlochen and Grange Road. That's the big red callouts, except for the intersection of Interlochen and Vernon. That would stay open. You can also see the on and off ramps off Highway 100 would still be open. You'd be able to take the little ramp that goes behind Hilltop to Arcadia Avenue. From there, you'll take a left and go down to Eden Eden's going to be the main east-west artery through the district during the project. The northbound on-ramp would stay open from 50th, and the on and off ramps at Grange will stay open during the majority of the project. So stage 1, stage 2 is not that much different. It's basically all the on-ramps, again, are staying open as I just described. The only difference is this yellow call-out cloud over here is the intersection of Interlochen and Vernon will be built in stages. So it'll be, instead of having the 4 lanes that are there today, it's going to be knocked down to 1 lane in each direction and built in phases. So we want to leave that intersection open during the majority of the project. Stage 1 and stage 2 are basically from April 23rd up until late summer, early fall. That's a tentative. I don't have a hard schedule yet from the contractor, but that gives you an idea. It's probably through the summer and early fall so they can build the new bridges. Stage 3A now impacts those ramps. So now the intersection of Interlochen and Vernon is completely done and open. Anything in white is basically finished. Whether or not we open it all at this time is still to be determined. I think the most important piece is that the on and off ramps now are closed. You can see the 2 closure boxes, the big red X's. The Grange Road access to Highway 100 North and the exit from northbound are still open. So Grange Road is still going to be a key point to get on and off northbound 100. The detour for southbound 100 is taking you down the Highway 62. Where you'll exit twice and come back northbound. There is another option for local traffic only at Benton Avenue if the traveling public so chooses to use the Benton Avenue exit and use either the east or the west frontage roads. And then the final stage of the project, I should just go back to this one. This one's scheduled from early fall to, October, somewhere in October, because then the final phase is just to finish the ramp that makes that connection to the new ramps. That's when those ramps off of Grange Road are going to be closed. That detour, you're going northbound 100, you need to go up to Excelsior Boulevard and come back southbound and now use the new off-ramp on the Vernon. And you can see everything in white is complete and open, except for that one little piece, it off-ramp and on-ramp down here within that redundant area of the property just off Grange Road. So this will be the last phase, probably about a month of work, mid-October-ish, early October to that completion date of November 15th to have all this complete.
Hey, Chad, there's a question in the chat. Do you want to answer it now or do you want to wait?
Let me know. What's the question?
It says, what is the overall purpose of the project?
The overall purpose? Yeah, I can go back to that. That's the project goals: improve safety and mobility of all users. We need separated pedestrian routes, separated from the traveling public. If you go on that Highway 100 bridge today, there's one little narrow sidewalk, the super high curb. It's not safe to be walking across there. It doesn't feel good. So creating 10-foot wide pedestrian access routes on each side. We want to improve traffic operations. Today, there's no left turn lanes on the bridge. We're going to create 2 left turn lanes. So it's going to improve operations, get cars on and off the highway. We got that left turn at the Gus Young. That's going to improve traffic operations. We're going to consolidate these access points. Whenever you have a redundant access points onto a highway, you get more accidents. So we're going to reduce that and create a safer facility to get on and off. So it's really those both mobility and traffic operations are the main reasons for the project.
There's another question in the chat too. Will there be another lane added on North 100 to accommodate the backup stoppage that will occur with the modifications to the off-ramp, or will that backup impinge on the traffic flow on 100?
We've reviewed the traffic operations on and off the highway. This project will not impact traffic operations on Highway 100. So okay. If the Highway 100 backs up from Excelsior, you'd have backups here, whether you had 1 on-ramp or 2. So the changes to this project are not going to create additional delays. Any delays related to Highway 100 occur today are going to occur in the future. So reducing the number of on-ramps isn't changing any delays on the highway for the traffic study we completed. Okay, just a few more slides and then we can get into more questions. How are we going to communicate? So we put together, our communications group is working right now on many things. So we're going to do lots of things to communicate to residents, businesses, and impacted individuals. We're going to do press release, Friday reports. We're going to do this meeting every 2 weeks. And I think the main piece where you should check out information is Better Together Edina website. So for this specific project, www.bettertogetherEdina.org/Vernon-HYWY100, Highway 100. Go to that website and search for it. Sign up for the email project updates on that page. There's a way to sign up for those. So those two things there are going to be really your best to get timely updated information. But we're also going to use all these other methods: social media, emails, direct mailers, our publications, video updates, interactive online maps, advertisements in newspapers and various businesses within the Grandview District and 50th and France District. But make sure you sign up for those email project updates, visit this website and bookmark it, because that's where all the updates are going to be going through. And that's the overall, what I wanted to share with the group today. So I'll stop sharing so I can see if we have any other questions or comments. I believe you can do, raise your hand.
Can you see the chat now or no?
I can. So Paul Thompson, will there be dedicated bike lanes? Nope, that's why we're making big wide sidewalks, shared use paths on each side of the bridge and entering and exit the district. So 10 feet wide on each side of the road from Grange up through Interlochen, including what we built last year along 50th Street. Are you maintaining access to Vernon shops throughout construction? Yes. Vernon shops are Gus Young Lane in Arcadia. During the stage construction at Interlochen and Vernon, there may be a few week closure of that, but they can still access either Eden and Arcadia or off of Vernon going through behind the Walgreens and Edina Liquor to get to Gus Young. So there will be access will be maintained at the businesses in the district, Grandview District. Can you show the photo last photo one more time? I can. Give me a second. I'll just see what this last question. To confirm, the orange items bridges are expected to reopen in November. Correct. So let me go back. Just share screen.
I put the project page in the chat as well, so you can click on it from there.
Great. So yes, here's the overall project map one more time. The orange are new bridges. The yellow is new pavement. And the kind of the pink or the purple are the new wide sidewalks that both pedestrians and cyclists can use to get through the district. Liz put that in there. Family lives at Todd Park and we're looking forward to the improved. Well, thank you. Thank you, Matthew. Todd, the question, what was the question? The question was more focused on the addition of a lane on the highway during construction. The limitation of on and off ramps during construction of the roundabouts, there's often backup onto 100 during high traffic times. For the majority of the project, there will be the same on and off ramps will be open during the project. So it shouldn't impact getting access to the highway during construction. It'll just be those last few phases when we're building, need to close the ramps to finish the new ramps. Todd, if I didn't answer your question, we can always talk offline or you can contact me and we can have more details on that. Any other questions, comments? Question is anything being done about the backup getting onto Highway 62 East? Yeah, great question. So MnDOT continues to manage Highway 100 and Highway 62. They're continuing to study Highway 62. They finished a long-term study of Highway 494, and that's the work that's occurring now. They're starting studies on Highway 62, but there's nothing in the works for improving eastbound 62. They are looking at making that one lane permanent between Valley View Road and Highway 100. That's now been on and off again, but nothing for eastbound that I'm aware of through MnDOT. Is there a timeline for the wall demolition and reconstruction along Burden? Great question. Like I said, I just got confirmation from the contractor yesterday that they want to close the road April 23rd. I don't have a very detailed timeline yet of the wall demolition on the north side of Vernon next to the Hawthorne Court area. So once we have that, we'll be able to post that and talk about it at the next meeting, hopefully at the next meeting. Or I also don't have a timeline for when we're building the new noise wall on the east side of Highway 100 north along the Sunny Slope neighborhood. So those very specific details are still being worked out with the contractor, with me and MnDOT and Hennepin County. Penelope had another question, but won't this cause a lot of more backup? Yes, when you're sending for the detours during that time frame, there will be more people trying to access eastbound 62 to be able to get the extra exit to come back northbound. So there will be probably additional delays. There's that opportunity for local traffic to still use Benton Avenue as they're heading southbound to get off and use the frontage road. Why new walls? New noise wall is required by federal noise requirements for the one portion of this area that doesn't have a noise wall, which is from Minnehaha Creek on the east side up to 50th Street. So the new wall there was a requirement, a noise wall requirement, because the noise levels meet it to build new walls. So thank you for that question. See, we had up to 31 people, so that was great. Both internal and external individuals. Again, if you got any other questions, thank you for the comments. Penelope. Paul, please add bike access to the language with the pedestrian access. Yep, thanks, Paul, for that. If you know of others, please share this link for future meetings. The next one will be in 2 weeks. So what's the date? 2 weeks. April 17th. April 17th will be the next one of these. We'll be posting more updates to Better Together once we get that schedule refined from the contractor. They will be staging some materials and equipment at the old Public Works site. We're allowing them to use a portion of that site. So we'll start to see equipment and materials show up there on the south half of the old Public Works site. Yeah, Bill, great question. So we are working right now with communications to provide detour maps, online maps, frequently asked questions that either residents or businesses could use, specifically businesses, to push out to their customers. We're trying to make the map simple for everyday people to be able to read and understand. We're also creating specialized signage that says Grandview businesses in 50th and France district access. So off on the Highway 100, showing that you can still access these businesses. Everybody's going to be open for business. We'll have signs on Highway 100, on Arcadia, on Eden, on Vernon, Interlochen, 50th by City Hall. We're going to have a lot of these signs directing people to the businesses, both in the Grandview area and the 50th and France area. And those maps will be provided to anybody that wants to download like a media kit off that Better Together website. And all those materials are being created right now. So thanks for that question. Thanks, Paul, for the positive comments. And we're going to reach out directly to more of the businesses directly right adjacent to the work and the residents. So look for more of those specialized communications coming out. I'm going to do a big postcard mailing. We're working on limits of those mailings now to direct people to the website, provide some of that information. What other questions or staff members? Have I missed something that I should share with the broader group? City Hall access for those employees on the call should be very similar to what you have today. As you can see, for the majority of the project, those ramps will be open. Trees, yeah, I forgot to mention trees. So the trees have been removed. We had a separate contract for tree removals. We're going to try to replace those wherever we can, because some of them are located where some of the improvements are. So those are, we can look through those and Penelope answer your direct questions on the trees at a later date. Yeah, Bill, thanks for the question. We have a whole list of, I think I have 85 contacts at 50th and France, another 25 in Grandview. I have another 20 to 50 resident contacts. We have both country club contacts. We have local churches. We have school districts. We have a whole list of potentially impacted organizations and people that we want to make sure understand what's coming. And the emails I have, I blasted out this invite for this meeting. We're going to continue to send out postcards to all those individuals. So communications and myself, we're working on that right now. If you have people you think should be on that list, let me know. We can make sure to get them in there. Well, thanks for that comment. What else? Other questions, comments, concerns? It's going to be noisy, dusty, dirty, normal construction. So we get rid of that, try to mitigate as much as we can, but it is a large contractor or construction contract to build 2 new bridges. There's going to be overnight closures, Highway 100, to take down the bridge, to put the new beams across. So those will be advertised and pushed out. So Highway 100 will be detoured to other highways within the West Metro area. So those will be coming. CP Rail has requirements when that bridge comes down and when they can do that work. So those would be 2 other notifications going out. Dave representing Devani's, what's the elevation increase to the road and the sidewalk? Yeah, so the railroad has a minimum clearance, and that required the bridge to be raised approximately 1.5 to 2 feet higher than it is today. So that's the bridge height. The road and the sidewalk, road will be similar, sidewalk will be similar, and then there'll be retaining walls or just site grading to tie that back into the existing. Those details were, the county worked with the Devani's owners on those details, but I'm happy to meet with you separately to discuss what it's going to look like after the project. And everybody says, when are the bridges coming down? I want to be out of town for that. I don't know yet. Those are details that the contractor's still working with MnDOT on the Highway 100 bridge and CP Rail on the other bridge. So I don't know exactly yet when those bridges will be coming down, but we'll make sure to share out that information on the website when we know more. And if you want to be out of town, that is just fine. Though it might be kind of fun to watch. Safety, I think that's a good thing. When I just mentioned wanting to watch construction, we have people that like to watch construction, especially younger kids. We got to keep everybody out of the construction area as much as possible. So they cannot be within those construction zones. We'll have the contractor's going to have fencing and stuff to keep people out of the area. We got to make sure we stay out of the construction area. What else? And if you send me questions between meetings, then I can specifically answer those questions during this meeting. If you put questions on the website, I can answer those questions on the website. Email me directly. I can just answer your questions that way too. So we're here to answer questions. How much advance notice of the wall demo, as it is only a few feet from my home? So yeah, Hawthorne Court is right there next to the wall. As soon as we know when it's coming down, we will notify that Hawthorne Court area of that work. I should have a very detailed construction schedule during the pre-construction meeting, which is approximately, it's scheduled for April 17th. So there, they'll probably submit more of a detailed schedule. And as soon as we know, we will notify the affected parties. A great question. What else? I see Aaron White with the police department. We'll be working with you and make sure you know where those access points are during construction. Definitely need to make sure EMS and police and fire are aware of where they can get on and off the highway and route through the district for those calls. So we'll continue to provide updates for that. Any other questions? Like I said, this is the first of many of these meetings. This is kind of give you the overview of what's coming. By the 17th, we should have more details on what's coming. We'll continue to publish out this meeting notice. Liz, I don't see anything else in the chat. Do you?
Nope, I don't see anything.
Man, we've got perfect timing here, 29 minutes. So again, look for more of these meetings coming. 2 weeks from today, we'll host another one. Keep using that same meeting invite, the same notice. That'll be for every one of these. Keep checking the website. Sign up for those email updates. I think those are the most important things right now. So thanks everybody for coming, and we'll post this recording onto the Better Together website, so it's available for people that weren't here, want to review it. Thanks everybody.